are back.
After a very long break, we're back. You're listening to On the Waterfront with Coach. I'm Marina Hernandez.
And I'm Ed Barreras, Coach.
Thanks for listening, you guys. We're so glad to be back, right?
Absolutely. It's been a long time. So I'm glad
It has
back.
been, yeah. So we had a great season 1, a lot of cool, very awesome guests. I love that season. Good kickoff for the show.
Absolutely. Starting out with Pancho and then ending up with, what was it, Al and Drew, I believe they were the last. So
yeah, we had Yoli in there, Kevin. I mean, I'm just thinking about everybody. Pete. I don't want to name everybody because
Vivian.
Yeah,
we can go on. I think it was like 14, 15 maybe. Yeah, it was fun. I'm looking forward to the second season.
Same. So, and then I guess we're going to kick it off because so much has happened between the time that we took our break till now. So let's just list them.
Go ahead.
A fire.
Cans falling
at ITS. We hosted a Christmas parade.
Oh, that was so much fun. You know, we got a lot of feedback on that. That was great. I want to do that again. Talk to that lady that asked us to do that. That was awesome.
That was cool, wasn't it?
I want to do it again. We're going to be a little bit more organized on that, though. They just threw the folder at us, but they weren't coming in the right order and everything. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, but it was also their first time that group of people's first time organizing. So I think for them too, I mean, it went off well considering, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was about 2 hours, 2.5 hours long. It was a long time.
It was a pretty long time. The thing I took away was I need to know cars because classic cars galore. I was like, beautiful car. I didn't know what year. I didn't know what model. So
right.
I need to start going to some car shows.
That, or next time the cars are coming up, I have a friend that's knowledgeable on all the no cars. So we'll have him in there and he can explain everything to us.
Yeah.
Firsthand.
Yeah, that's a must for next time. Okay. So the Christmas giveaway, there was a Christmas giveaway. Let's go back because there's so much, but let's go back to the fire at NYK.
NYK, the fire, there was a fire down below deck. And the boss that was on there was James Larson. He was a ship boss. He heard, a boom going off, and then he knew something was wrong. And then immediately he evacuated everybody. So shout out to James and all the bosses at NYK at night. They did a great job getting everybody out of there without anybody getting hurt.
Yeah. Like you always hear in the safety speech, if there's an emergency, this is where we're going to meet. Like it's just something that's said in the safety speech, but you never really anticipate that there's going to be an emergency, on the dock. But it obviously happens a lot.
Right. And it was affecting other docks too, because Ed, your brother, he was coming back from his break and coming over the bridge. He saw the smoke there. And then when he got back in there and, they started, hey, you guys go home, and then, come back after lunch. They came back after lunch shortly, but everybody was evacuated. So the foreman at the other terminals, they took control.
Did they say what happened? A can exploded?
A can exploded down below deck. Now, the only thing that I could think of that exploded down there, this is not for sure, that it was probably a reefer because they're the only things that are electrical down there. Mm-hmm. Or it could have just been not a container blowing up, but an electrical panel blowing up down there. So, but it was a disaster and it was burning, for quite a while. Then they took it out to sea and they were still pumping water into the ship. Finally, they brought the ship, and I believe the ship is still there. It's called the Bridge, Henry Hudson Bridge. I don't know. I'll find out exactly what the name of the container ship is. And they hired some people to come out and pump the water out and put them on barges. And where the water went to, that I don't know. Maybe the next episode we can find out exactly what they did with that water.
What do you mean?
Yeah. Down below deck because it was foam and everything. So they pumped the water from down below deck into barges and tankers. And they took that water and they took it somewhere.
Because it was contaminated?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then little by little, they're starting to take cans. I believe most of the cans are off, but there's still some cans on there. And when you get dispatched to that particular job, it's you get hazardous pay or explosive pay. The amount, I'm not really quite sure.
Mm-hmm.
When I was years ago, when I was working during the Vietnam War, there was explosives going there, and they used to load them late at night and at the forward end of the ship, and then you got explosive pay. How much it is, I don't know, but they're still working on that ship.
They're still working on it, huh?
Yes.
And when did that happen? Do you remember?
Oh my
What
goodness.
month? I know we'll have to look it up. Maybe November. Do you think it was before Christmas?
I think it might have been before Christmas. Yes.
Yeah. So that's how long it takes to
Oh yeah.
like work on something like that.
Right. But
nobody was hurt, right?
That's the most important thing.
Nobody was hurt. That's the most important.
Right. Like I said, all the foremen there at night. You got Nate, you got Larson, and some other guys down there that I work days at NYK at night. They all did a great job getting everybody, evacuated, and shout out to those guys. They did a great job.
How stressful for a foreman to be like, okay, you got to maintain your cool, in a time like that where it's like uncertain. You don't know are more things going to explode? How do I have to get everybody, like in a safe area? It just seems like a lot of responsibility for a foreman.
Right. And then, you've got to also notify the yard. You've got to notify the rail. You got to notify the clerks in the tower. I mean, there's a lot of people just besides the people on the ship.
I just picture you just like changing your radio all fast. Mayday, mayday.
Right.
Mayday, mayday.
Right. You got to remain calm and just.
We have an incident.
Yeah. Yeah. Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Buddy just pulled it up. It happened on November 25th.
November 25th.
And here
Thank
we
you,
are,
buddy.
January 23rd, and it's
still there. I was there about a week ago, and I believe the ship was still there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They're taking cans little by little at a time, and what they're doing, they're taking the cans out off the ship, and they call it Apple. It's behind the rail. That's where they're staging all the containers, and then they're looking at them and seeing what they have to do with them. That's how they're taking them away from the main yard.
Yeah. I always feel like what's in Nike? You got a bunch of Nikes and couches. And
it's all moldy by now.
I know, yeah.
It's bad, but
so then the other one was ITS.
ITS. Oh my goodness,
that one made national news.
National news. It was unbelievable when that happened at ITS. The ship boss there. I talked to the guy, Ryan Brucelis. He's a good friend of mine, and I said, Ryan, what happened? He says, well, them cans just started. There was a list in the ship when it came in.
What's a list? What does that mean?
Okay, it's leaning to one side.
Okay, so when the ship was coming in, it was leaning to the side.
To the side,
okay.
Yes. So it came in, and then Joe Aggie, he was the lashing boss. So I think he had maybe 20 lashers or so. Mm-hmm. So they went there and unlashed the ship. Now they unlash the ship probably at 7:30 in the morning. So it takes about an hour and a half to unlash the entire ship. And then all hell broke loose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of the crane operators saw the entire thing. We'd like to have him. Maybe we'd like to try to get him on the program here, and he saw everything.
Who is it?
You know what? I can't remember his name right
okay.
now. But we'll get him. Ryan Brucelis, he was the main guy in charge.
Okay.
He was the main guy in charge.
He's a ship boss?
He was a ship boss at that time. Mm-hmm. And Ryan has guys that work with him. Luke, Nate, Ryan, Nash, and Mark, and Gus Herrera. They're all the foremen there on the day side.
I know all those guys. That's my spot, ITS.
Yeah.
I know all that.
And I talked to Rohit. Mm-hmm. And Rohit, it did not only affect that ship that was falling apart, it affected the other ship. There was another ship there. Rohit was on it. And he said that the crane drivers saw everything happening, and they were shook up.
Their hearts probably stopped because you see those cans toppling.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
ITS, I think this happened toward the 212 side, and Rohit was on the ITS side, the other side.
So there's 232, which is like the dock side, and there's 236. So 236 is where it happened, and 232 is the other.
Okay, so he was at 232, and they stopped that entire operation. The whole terminal shut down. Mm-hmm. And then once they found out what exactly happened, everything, Rohit's ship, they went back to work after lunch. But, it shut everything down. But getting back to what Ryan said, he said the first thing he thought about was the barge, the smoke barge that was offshore. And he went over there and looked overboard, and he saw these cans all over. And,
they're gone.
He said, oh my goodness. So, hey, the barge and everything, but everything was secure on the ship because there was no lashers or no foremen were on the ship at that time. So the ship was secure.
The ship was secure. However, there were cans that were like leaning, that they were about to go onto the dock.
Exactly.
But the crane legs were holding them up.
Exactly. So the dock boss, I don't know who it was, but he did a admirable job there because they got everybody off that dock. And if I don't know exactly how many cranes there were, but you're in lane 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, they're all lined up ready to go because they had already finished unlashing it. It's ready to go.
You're lined up under there.
You're lined up underneath there. And they got everybody out. Them bosses there, they did a fabulous job. I mean,
I don't think I could be a foreman. I would just be screaming.
Oh yeah, when you
get out of there. Yeah. I could not keep my cool. That would be so.
I'm sure he went. One of the bosses, whoever the boss was on lane 1 in the front end of the ship, and he was just waving guys. Come on, get out of there, get out of there. And some of the UTRs, I assume they abandoned the truck and just left the truck.
Just leave it.
Just leave it.
Jump out. Go. Run.
Yeah. If you're there and that can's falling on the leg of the crane and there's somebody in front of you, just get out and go.
Run.
Get out and run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get out and run. But nobody got hurt on that barge. It was amazing. There was 3 guys on that barge. Nobody got hurt. From what I understand, Rohit told me that the barge guys, they seen it listening.
Mm-hmm.
So, they were really say something may happen here. So they went down below, down below, and they didn't get hit.
That still feels like not a safe place.
No.
I don't know, right? Right. I don't know. So what is that barge? You said it's a smoke barge?
Yeah,
what is that?
It goes over the smokestack, and then when the ship is at dock there, it's smoking.
It's idling.
It's idling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this barge, it takes a smoke like a filter. It's a big giant filter.
And then what? Okay, does it contain it somehow?
No,
it just filters it. Oh, okay.
Filters it. Yeah,
it's part of the green plan or
right,
something.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have cans everywhere. There's cans everywhere in the water. There's cans on the dock. You have every agency out there. The Coast Guard. The Coast Guard. Once all that happened, the Coast Guard's in charge. The longshoremen can go there, but they're in charge.
Yeah.
They're in charge. They took charge. Step aside. We're here. And then, all the locals, the 94 and 13 and 63, they all, everybody's there. Everybody's there. So now there's cans floating in the water. Now you got to get Patriot. Patriots, it's an environmental group. They come out, they do cleanups throughout the harbor. They go down there and they're, getting the cans together. But they had to hire a diver to go. Some of the cans sunk.
Mm-hmm.
They had to get a diver to go down below, and they tied balloons to the containers to bring them up. Okay, once they're up, they're full of water. They're heavy as heck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it takes a lot of time. They get a mobile crane. They get a mobile crane to get them to pick them up very slowly and let the water seep out of them until they're light enough. 25 ton. 25 ton is probably the average. 25 ton, and then they bring them out to the dock. That's how they got the cans out of the water.
Seems like a lot of work, but they got it done pretty quickly.
They got it done real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprised me. They did it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But the best thing that no one got hurt. No one got hurt.
That's the best.
That's the best. I mean,
and it's amazing when you look at what happened. It's like how did nobody get hurt? The lashers were like they were probably in the parking lot.
Oh yeah,
changing their clothes. Probably. You know what I mean?
When you make news with David Muir on Channel 7, you've hit the.
Oh really? Is that what
David Muir?
He reported on it.
He reported on it. Yes. Yeah, but nobody got hurt. The ship left and everything's fine.
Wow.
Yeah. The insurances are going to pay a lot of money, but who cares?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. So that was an interesting thing that happened.
That's something I've never experienced.
Really?
Never. Nothing to that nature. I mean, it was crazy. Them cans just falling.
So what did we find out what caused that?
That we don't know.
We don't know yet. Okay. We gotta, somebody knows.
Somebody knows.
We're going to get to the bottom of this.
We'll get to the bottom of it. Yeah. And hopefully maybe
it's turn into a mystery show.
Right. Somebody's responsible.
And maybe we can have some people on throughout. That could be the call-in, buddy. We'll have some people calling in about someone from Patriot, someone from the Coast Guard, like just telling their little pieces of it, maybe throughout season 2. And then we'll get to the bottom of what happened.
Hey, maybe we'll get a UTR driver that was right there when the cans were falling.
Do you know Miguel, your mechanic?
Yeah.
Miguel was there.
Okay.
You know he likes to talk.
Oh man.
He'll paint a picture.
Oh yeah.
We'll have him on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the crane operator, just everybody's perspective of what happened.
We can do that. That'd be interesting. It's happened. When did it happen?
What'd you say, buddy? September 25th, I think. Sometime in September.
Sometime in September. Okay.
It's kind of hard to believe we were off that long.
No.
Too long.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the other thing was, we'll just go down the line sequentially by month. So the other thing was in November, I really wanted to have Steve. Do you know Steve Roldan? Steve Roldan, I believe that's his name. He reached out to me because he wanted to talk about on the podcast the Thanksgiving drive.
Okay.
Because he helps coordinate it. And he was like, to me, it seemed like he was like, hey, we need to have volunteers. And maybe he was concerned about getting the word out. Mm-hmm. Well, we just received the dispatcher for this month. Let's see, the December issue of the dispatcher. There's this picture here with a ton of people that were there to help. So I felt like so relieved. So because I felt bad for not having them on. We just weren't recording at that time.
Right.
So I was like, oh, this thing's going to be a failure. It's my fault. But look at all these people that were there. So people know the union came through.
Oh, they always come through.
Local 13 came through for sure. And then Banning High School, where a lot of kids from Banning High School baseball team, I believe, were there. Yeah, Banning High baseball team were there to help. Yeah, Roldan, that's his name, Steve Roldan.
Okay.
So
yeah, I know Steve.
So next year for sure, or this year, 2026, I want to have him on during Thanksgiving time to talk about what a success it is and how we can help, because you can always have more volunteers.
Oh, yes.
And then how many people they serve. So that was really cool to see inside here. And then while we're talking about the dispatcher, I don't know if you heard about this. I think you have not. But during the whole, remember there was, Vivian told me like, hey, I would like you to register or apply for the women's conference.
Okay.
Which I did, which now I see that there were things in there. Like, it's like, what have you done for the union? Well, at that time, really, I hadn't done anything. I'm like, well, I have a podcast and I have a platform. Mm-hmm. And I do think it's important. This is what I wrote in my application. Like, I do think that it's important for me to be informed. I just wanted to see where that leadership was. Like, I feel like if my voice is being broadcast, I should know what the heck I'm talking about.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but other than that, I had no real experience with doing anything. Mm-hmm. Since then, Luna and I did help with the backpacks. We did the Labor Day parade.
Luna's my granddaughter.
Luna's your granddaughter, my daughter. And me and Luna and Fern, my son, we were serving food at the Labor Day parade. Mm-hmm. We helped, and I'll talk about in a minute, we helped at the Christmas giveaway, which was awesome.
I was so surprised, Marina. I have been in the union for so long, and I didn't realize all the Christmas gifts that were on display, and to see the kids, jumping around just to get a little toy meant so much, and it really took me. I was really taken back on that. And then the kids riding their bikes. They had a lot of gifts in there, and they were lined up from 8:00 in the morning. When I went by the hall, it was like 5:00, and they were still lined up.
There were so many gifts that they needed. They were like, call your cousins, because we have more gifts that we need to give away. There were more gifts than there were kids.
Oh yeah.
And so when Luna
for this year,
the word's out.
The word's going to be out.
But they were very organized about it. You had to have an invitation. So I don't know how families received. I guess when we get closer, we'll have someone on that organizes that, and we'll see how it goes. because families did have an invitation to be there.
Okay.
So it was organized in that way. But when Luna and I and Fern showed up, it was maybe like 8 a.m. So I'm pulling up and I see a U-Haul and Banning High kids are pulling out bikes, ton of bikes. I said, oh man, we're late. Let's get out. So I find a parking spot. We go in, hey, how can we help? And they're like, they're unloading bikes, still unloading bikes. This is like 10 minutes of me parking, talking to someone and going outside, still unloading bikes. There was a huge U-Haul full of bikes and they were donated by the Longshore Brotherhood.
Wow.
And not to mention all the other gifts that were dropped off by ILW members, like, toys galore there.
Right.
So it was so cool. It was really awesome to see and to be a part of that.
Yeah. And it's good that Luna and Fernie were involved with all that. So you could see that helping out the other little kids that aren't as privileged,
Yes. Yeah. It was really cool. What I liked is, so they kind of created a barrier. The union created like a barrier around the toys.
Mm-hmm.
So then they hand it off. So then the parent gives their invitation and then they sign them off. Yes, this is good. This is valid. And then they'll say, okay, so you to the parent, you go wait over here outside the barrier. And one of our volunteers is going to take your child and, help them find a gift because they didn't want the parents to influence them. They wanted the kids to pick their gift.
That's nice. Yes.
It was perfect. So then you see Luna holding or holding a little kid's hand. And so that was so cool to see like the family members because there were other kids. I brought my kids, but there were other Longshore kids there.
Yeah.
And they were helping the kids that were picking out toys. But you could see the parents pointing, pick that one, get that.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, it's up to you. What do you want?
Yeah. What do you want?
So it was, that was a really cool experience. I'm really glad that we did that. So since going back to the women's conference, so now I have this experience under my belt. So when I apply for the next time, I feel like, okay, I have a little more that's showing that I am invested in this.
Right.
Not fully the way other people are, but I'm getting there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting there.
You'll
I went
be there.
to a board meeting. I'm like trying to be more involved and see.
That's good.
Like I'm saying, I'm on the mic. I need to know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. When I first started, I got in the executive board and registration committee and stuff like that. It was fun. I was in there and the executive board with the guys. Oh my goodness. They were old timers but they were union guys. Oh, they were tough union guys.
Can you recall a story, a specific story?
No, well,
or just the vibe?
Just the vibe, just the vibe, the way they conducted themselves. When the guys spoke, they listened,
Mm-hmm.
We had Lou Loveridge was there, Art Almeida, the Salcedo brothers, which these guys really they're the backbone of the Longshore, in my estimation. They were, they've been down here for a long, long time.
Are they still around?
Some of them are. I believe there's only one brother still alive, but all the kids are around there. One of the kids, Vinny Salcedo, was one of my football players at Banning. Yeah, and I see him. Yeah, I see him quite often, and he's just like his dad, a strong union guy. I love Vinny. Vinny's a good guy.
Oh, that's cool. So, in the dispatcher, this. This girl saved a life. She's from local Okay, so I'm just going to read it. So it says, recognizing a hero. First on the agenda was the board's special recognition of local 94 member Priscilla Appel. Sorry if I say your last name incorrect, Priscilla. For her heroism and quick thinking in providing life-saving assistance to a drowning victim at the conference. They were, the conference was in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Somebody was drowning, and I think she had lifeguard training, and word was getting around. She saved the person that was drowning, pulled him out of the water. I think provide CPR till somebody came.
Awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
Awesome.
Thank God I didn't go I would not save a soul. Someone would be dead if I would have went to that conference.
It's fun. It's funny. You don't know how you're going to react. You just jump in.
And I think that's what she said. I'd love to have her on. If anybody knows Priscilla, please have her send an email. Buddy, what's our email? On the Waterfront Pod. Or go to our Instagram on the Waterfront Pod. If you know Priscilla, we'd love to have you on to tell your side of the story.
Right.
Very interesting. Also, what you did at the women's conference. Just love to hear more about it.
Way to go, Priscilla. Excellent
awesome?
job. That's awesome.
So, Dad, you mentioned that you wanted to talk about something also here from the dispatcher.
Yeah,
transitions.
we get the dispatcher once a month. It's called the Dispatcher, official newspaper of the International Longshoreman Warehouse Union. And on the back, there's always transitions, and they talk about new pensioners, people that have retired. Let me name off the ones that retired in the month of December for Local 13: Dennis Ambrosini, Raymond Barragon, Andy Bosnich, Alejandro Chavez, Joe Cromonosini, Peter Gaglio, Antonio Grizel, that's Tony, Giles Gruskovic, Alicia Levi, and more. Daniel R. McKelney, Anthony Mitchell, Shirley Nugent, Alexander Palomo, Wesley Pingram, Dan Schultz, and Roberto Valdez. Those served our Local 13 for many years. Congratulations on your retirement.
Congrats.
Yes. And then we're going to go to Local 63, the clerks: Terrence Bowman, Renee Gomez, Frank Matera, Corinne Mendez, Deborah Paez. I work with Deborah Paez. She and I work together. Debbie, nice. Yvonne Valdez and George Williams Jr. Local 63, OCUs. Anna Williams. And Local 94, we have Henry Ruelas, and we have Ziggy Richard Negretti Jr. Ziggy. I was working with him on the cruise terminal, maybe the second day that I've got a real nice picture. I'm going to frame it of me and Ziggy together. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to get Ziggy on our program.
I feel like everybody loves Ziggy.
Everybody loves
him. And I feel like I think he's got a lot of stories. He'd be a really cool interview.
From what I understand, he was the longest foreman on the West Coast. Longest tenured foreman on the West Coast. And what I really admire about Ziggy is that he was a Vietnam veteran.
Mm-hmm.
And, Stars and Stripes forever with Ziggy.
Yes.
And I hope, Ziggy, I hope you're listening. We want you to be on the program with us.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then sort of on a sad note, excuse me, Rocky Garrity was a real good friend of mine. He passed away in November. He coached football, and we taught at Banning together. He was a longshoreman, and he was a Marine clerk. And he passed away, and Rocky was a really, really, really family man. He loved Banning High School. He loved the longshoremen's. And I'm really, really going to miss Rocky because he was really, really one of my very, very close friends. He was like a brother to me. And Rocky, may you rest in peace.
How old were you when you met Rocky?
Oh, my goodness. I was probably about 9 years old.
What?
Right.
You guys went to elementary together?
Rocky went to Catholic school, and I went to public school.
Oh, okay.
And then we went to Wilmington Junior High together, then Banning. And then he went on and played football. He got a scholarship to play at Arizona State.
Uh-huh.
Then he left there and then played at Idaho. And then he came back. In, I want to say 1974, 75, and started coaching football at Banning. And Joe Dominguez and Chris Ferragamo, myself, and Rocky were on that first city championship in 1976.
Ooh.
So we went to battles together. It was funny because we were real superstitious. And on our way to a football game, it would always be Rocky by the window. I would be in the middle, and Joe would be to my left on one seat, and Ferragamo was on the other side by himself.
Uh-huh.
But after a few years, we still did it, but it got tighter and tighter and tighter. I think the seats got smaller, or we got bigger.
Some bigger than others.
Some bigger than others. But Rocky was such a gentle giant. Everybody loved him on his when he passed away. They had the obituaries where people can call in or they write in, and he had so many things saying such nice things about him. And his funeral, it was really, really, really nice. We're really going to miss Rocky.
Yeah. Yeah, I did read some of those comments. They were like, he's such a great coach. He had our back at all times. It really looked like he was there for his players. And maybe I think that's the bummer part about passing is that everybody comes out, says something after the fact.
After the fact, right?
Yes, like
right.
I hope that he knew that in his heart that all those people felt that way about him.
Oh, I'm sure they did. That Rocky was a happy-go-lucky guy. He was, he was funny. We got stories. I mean, we could do a whole podcast on Rocky, but
do you have a fave story that's? I know you said there's so many. Go ahead.
Okay, we had one where we had when we were coaching at Banning. We had everything down. We knew exactly what was going on when this happened and that happened. We knew the players from Carson by numbers and everything. We knew them better than they knew themselves. Anyway, if a fight ever broke out, Ferragamo was going to go after Gene Bonego, the head coach. Okay. I was going to go after Diamore. Joe Dominguez was going to go after Gene Kawa. And poor Rocky. He had to go against Matt Morris. I said, Rocky, you're on your own, because that boy was huge. You're on your own, Rocky. We can.
And was he like, I'll take him? I'll take him.
I'll take him.
So you guys planned, if there is a fight, this is who we're going after.
This is who we were going to go after.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Did it ever come close to that?
Well, let me tell you. We were playing the city championship game, and we were at the Coliseum, and I'm with the running backs, and Diamore, he's got the defensive backs. Well, he started running through my drills. I go, hey, what's up? And then he started lipping off. I go, hey, do you know who you're talking to? I told him like that. So we were going to go at it. The players had to pull us off.
What?
Me and him were going to go out at the Coliseum floor.
Really?
Yeah.
What describe his, like, who would you describe his stature? Like, is it your height?
No,
is it your weight?
He was probably a little bit taller than me, but I was strong as a bull.
You were, Dad?
I was strong as a bull.
Were you?
Yes. Ask Joe and ask Rocky. I used to bench press almost 290 pounds.
Oh, I do remember you used to have big biceps.
290, and I only weighed by 145 pounds. Yeah, but
I can just picture you just like pumping.
Oh yeah, but Joe and Rocky, they said when they pulled me away from him that my veins on my neck were just bulging like this, and we beat him.
You did.
We beat him.
Oh, okay, so that's the ultimate.
Yeah, that was it. But him and I are good friends. Now, I've seen him before. It was just.
Were you like, I could have kicked your ass?
Oh, I could have. I know I could have. But Rocky, he would back you up, man. He was the man. Rocky was the man, and Joe and Ferragamo and myself and the whole Banning Nation, we're gonna miss him. And Pam, that's his wife, and he's got 4 daughters and some grandchildren. But he was a good dad, and we're all gonna miss him, but he'll never be forgotten.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Well,
amen, Rocky.
Amen. I'm glad that we had time to honor him.
Yes,
that's nice.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So the other thing that's happened too during this time is Buddy, our producer, director, engineer, all around good guy.
He's the backbone of everything.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you something a little bit about this. Marina is my oldest daughter. She graduated from Long Beach State and has a master's degree over there. And then I have another son, Ed, that he's a longshoreman also, and he graduated from Cal Berkeley. And the youngest is always the brightest.
Oh, yes, sir. Excuse me.
Buddy is mine and my wife Kathy's. That's our little baby. He graduated from Long Beach State. He is currently a civil engineer for the county of Los Angeles. And well, Buddy, you've done a lot for our program here, and sort of enlightened somebody by yourself and on the casual system.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. Thanks. All those kind words that you say just on the mic. As my dad mentioned, I'm a certified licensed civil engineer.
I feel like, though, that's like side because you're also a DJ. Like, yeah. I feel like your creative side is like more. Don't you think, Dad?
He's got a lot of things.
I feel like your actual job is your side hustle because your main thing is like just all these other creative things that you do.
Professional photographer.
Yeah.
Right?
Right? I mean, if you need your computer fixed, I mean, we could,
IT guy.
IT. I mean, he's our go-to guy in the family. Hey, buddy, hey, what do we do here? What do we do there?
He's like that. What's that knife? That Swiss
Army knife.
Swiss Army knife. You just whatever you need. Here's buddy. Here's
man. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's an ADHD thing or something. I'm a serial hobby collector. My passion is photography and visual arts. My career is engineering. And as a kind of recent development, I am now in the casual process.
Yay.
Tell us how long that took, buddy.
So when did you get your card? Dad gave you obviously an interest card.
I'm a little fuzzy on the details back then, but I remember I was in college. So I'm going to say around 2014 is when I received the interest card. Maybe 2013 through 2015 was when that happened.
And we are in 2026.
So
this is 10 years in the making.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on.
I take the interest card. I fill it out. I get placed on the list. Thankfully, I make it on the list. I'm pretty far down. I think I'm number like 17,000 on that list. So
wow.
That list comes out and it's, I'm thinking I'm never going to become a longshoreman. Like how many people ahead of me have to go through the process. So in the meantime, graduated from Cal State Long Beach, started working, became a civil engineer, which took a lot of schooling and testing. We had like 8-10 hour tests that I had to pass, had to do years of work to get.
Buddy, I remember, buddy, you showing me a math problem, and I looked at that math problem, and I just shook my head and walked away because it looked like it was all Greek, Japanese, or
just symbols, not even numbers.
It wasn't numbers. I go, where's 1, 2, 3, 4? I mean,
you were expecting some parentheses and a plus sign.
Oh yeah, I mean, minor algebra, but oh my goodness, this is way over my head.
Yeah.
And now, but even tutors, his niece.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm always available for the family whenever math help is needed. It helps keep me sharp on that stuff.
Right.
So in the time between getting my name on the list to my orientation in, let me see, April of 2022.
Oh my goodness.
I already started a career. I was already a civil engineer for, I think, about a year then. And so I received a letter, April of 2022. So let's say about 8 years, I'm going to guess, since getting on the list to getting to orientation. So it had taken me some time. I had thought that I had been completely forgotten. I thought the list would expire or something. I don't know. So I went to orientation, met with, per the guidance of the instructor there or the person giving the orientation, got the number of the person next to me and in front of me in line and behind me in line. And that way we can let each other know when things were going to happen. From that point, so that's April of 2022, I didn't hear anything until November of 2025. So 2.5 years later is when I finally get the message that I'm going to take my lashing test. So it was kind of nice because when we got it, I opened it up and it's actually on Dad's birthday. That way I took the test. So I took the test. I passed. If anyone who's listening who's in the casual process has not taken the lashing test, I would advise you to do a little bit of conditioning. It is a little bit of hard work. If you are,
it is possible. It is doable.
It is doable.
I'm 4'11", and probably at that time I weighed 110 pounds, and I did it. So
yeah,
it's possible.
It is possible.
But yes, get condition. Yes,
conditioning helps, but also you can look up on YouTube how the test looks, like exactly what the test is and the location. There's a you could see what it looks like, and I would pay very careful attention to where they pick up the bars and their technique when they use to lift the bars, because these things are big and heavy. There's not really a whole lot of muscling you can do to them. You have to lift correctly. That will be for your safety and for your time, for your efficiency. So that would be my recommendation, just to study up, as well as just stay in some good physical condition, because you have to do the full test 3 times through, like the full. You're doing, what is it? I forget how many moves.
What's the time, buddy? They give you a time limit?
There is a time limit. I think it was, you have to do it in
12 minutes?
12 minutes, I think. You think you have to do it in 12 minutes, and I think it's 15 moves in 12 minutes.
Okay.
Because,
Okay, well, that's
no,
that's
6,
doable.
12, 18,
That's
or it's
doable.
18 moves in 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
doable.
Yeah.
Although you're going to be fatigued, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's doable.
Yeah, there was a gentleman with me at the test, and he's like, "Man, we've just done the practice round ahead of time," and he's like, "I'm already gassed." He's like, "I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this." I was like, "You can throw up when you're done. Like you could pass
So
out
pretty
when
much
you're
like,
done."
suck it up.
Yeah, like yeah, your feelings are valid. Hold that thought until you're done. Like, just push through, because you only have to do this once more, and you don't want to come back to do this.
Right.
Beautiful. So you passed.
I passed.
Good.
I passed. I
Good.
passed on my first time. So that was
So that was November 20th that you passed your
On
test,
2025, right?
2025.
2025. Yes.
Okay.
And so since then, they let me know that in about a month I'd be getting my clerking test, or that I would be doing my clerking test in about a month. Maybe due to the holidays that they suspended it for a bit, or they just slowed it down. But I actually checked this morning, and I'm scheduled for February 3rd of 2026 for my clerking test. So I'm excited about that. And just for reference, my sequence number is 64837. So 64,837. If anyone's listening and knows someone whose sequence number is around that, you can use me as a reference to see where I'm at in the process, and then follow up with that person.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
because go ahead.
if you're in the process, I urge you. I already know you're on your phone all the time. Please, just once or twice a week, check your portal. Just maybe the letters get lost in the mail. Just check the portal. That is your number one way to see that you are scheduled for something. As well as if you've moved in that time, if you've moved in the 12 years since since the list came out, or the 3 years since the orientation, please just make sure that you send in that information. You update that with the PMA. That way you receive those letters. Because if you not receiving a letter is not an excuse to
Miss a test.
to miss a test,
Right.
because they're going to say, well, did you check
That was
the
your
portal?
responsibility.
Yeah, you could check the portal. We gave you that, and we can see exactly when you log in. So if we can say, I didn't receive the letter, it's like, well, you also didn't check your portal for like a year. So it's not, they're going to use that. That will work against you.
So, well, it seems like things are moving. So that's good. Just a long hiatus, but things are moving. So that's promising.
Yeah,
Right,
and I'm so hopeful. It seems like it's moving a lot faster right now for me. Like it caught up, and I have a few friends who are in this process with me who are just a bit after me. So I've been talking with them, and it gives them hope that it's going to be
Right. Don't give up. Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, Buddy, you're going to be giving us updates now and then about where you are in the process. Should be interesting to follow along when you get your first job. Like it'll be cool. That'll be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So
The questions that you have, I don't know, just to see it through somebody's fresh eyes. You know what I mean?
I feel pretty lucky to have my daughter, you, and then Ed, and now Buddy's in the cash system. That's good.
Yeah, you were able to hand over your interest
Yeah,
card and secure a job for your children.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's huge.
Yes. That's huge. I had one situation. His name was Bill. And I think it was you. You weren't old enough to get the interest card. So I gave the interest card to his son. with the stipulation that if he got in or had an opportunity to give me the interest card back, I want it back. And his son got in, and when he got that interest card, knocked on the door, and he says, "Here's your card back."
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a brave thing for him to do. Like because he could have just been like,
No, he was a good friend. We coached together.
Okay.
The guy coached, we coached together and everything.
Because you can say yes, but when it comes to it, and you're like, I've got my brother and I've got my family. You're a man of your word.
Oh, he was a man of his word.
That's where you're tested.
He came down there and he thanked me. He gave me the card, and and then that card went to somebody else. Now, when you guys do it, you guys, give it to somebody that you feel is gonna use it. I know guys that have given their interest card to whoever, right? And they don't use it.
Mm-hmm.
So use it wisely. Give it to somebody.
Yeah. But also, like, the job's not for everyone. You might think like, oh, that seems like a job that I would want to do. But then once you're down there, once you go through all the testing and you're like, oh, this is actually not the job that this is not for me.
Right.
So it is also not a job for everybody.
That's right.
And for many reasons, there's, the workload, the toll it takes on your body, the confrontations, like there's lots of things. It's not for everybody.
Right.
There is a weeding out system.
Yeah. But keep in mind now that the casual system, once you're in the casual system, you may be in that casual system. How long were you in there, Marina?
17 years.
17 years in the casual system.
Mm-hmm.
But you're raising a family and you were going to school and you opened up a business. You were a teacher and everything. So you had other stuff going. Otherwise, you probably would have gotten sooner.
Well, who's the mark for that? Sea Dog. So I'm a T4638. I think Sea Dog was also a T in the letter T.
Okay.
He grinded, and I think it took him 10 years.
10 years.
Someone that did not flop, it still took him 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's a hard 10 years because you want to be at top. You want to have your hours. So you're missing vacations. If your letter's up, you're missing birthdays for 10 years. You're dedicated to this job.
Right.
For me, I was like, well, I've got like you said, I had my family.
Right.
And actually, now that we're on it, it was when I became a full-time longshoreman. It was a transition for me when I was like, oh shoot, this is my real job now. Like I'm driving UTR, not the most
glamorous,
the most glamorous job on the waterfront. And I'm like, this is actually my real job. And I'm like, do I want this to be my real job? And I'm just like, oh, I had to get myself in a mindset because I'm used to being creative and just doing different things,
Right.
And I just had to put myself in a mindset. I'm driving for 8 hours a day, and I know that there will be something better and as it comes along, but I had to really put myself in a mindset because it was kind of, it was a shock.
Yeah. Well, here's a mindset that'll put you over the edge. Once you receive your first paycheck, which is a pretty decent check, and then you start getting all your benefits, your medical, your dental, your insurance, your retirement, all that, hey, this is a good job. To me, this has been the greatest job in the world for me. Look, it's provided me everything. You guys, this job.
Look, I'm wearing the shirt. So say what the things are on the shirt.
Thank you, Uncle Harry.
And what were the pictures? Remember the pictures?
Yeah, we have a picture. Made a picture. It has a picture of a house, a car, a truck.
And that's your truck.
Yeah,
that's
my
your
truck.
house.
It's got graduation cap and diploma.
So 3 kids you put through college.
And then it's got a plane. I don't own a plane, but vacations.
Mm-hmm.
So that's given me everything. This job here, I've been longshoreman for 44 years. I loved every minute of it. Yeah. Hard job. In the beginning, it was hard. Now it's easy. But
as it should be, right? Don't you think?
It should be.
Mm-hmm.
It should be easy. But so Buddy gets a casual. When he becomes a casual, once or twice, maybe 3-4 times a month, he'll get a job, go down there, and he'll earn gas money. Well, not gas money, buddy. You have an electric car, but lunch money, right? Dinner money, or present for dad. So now they know. Don't give up the casual system because he was 17,000, and look at the portal.
Mm-hmm. And if you're a longshoreman, you're listening to this and you have someone that you gave your interest card to, and you're wondering what the heck's going on, that this is where we're at.
This is where we're at today. He got his clerk's test.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this is leading into exactly what I wanted to talk about too, is something I love about this job too is the schedule and being able to create your own schedule. And so for me, I was nights and I went days, and now I'm back at nights. I didn't want I wanted to break that to you on the radio, on the audio. So I worked nights last night.
Okay.
I went back to nights because I could. You've been on days forever. Why do you like days?
It's for normal people. I mean,
Okay.
but I did work when I was a longshoreman. I worked nights. I was a night longshoreman, and then I was a night clerk for a little while. But days. I like to sleep at night. I mean, to me, days is the way to go. But it's financially, it's a little bit better at night, and you got better selections at night.
Yes.
But you got to keep this in mind that it's more dangerous at night.
In what way? What do you mean?
I mean, all the darkness, all the bumps, and you drive at Yangming at night, you're jumping all over. It's bad. It's bad. I mean,
yeah.
And if you get to a certain age, your eyesight isn't as strong as it used to be. Although I did have LASIK cataract surgery, I can see through the wall now.
Highly recommend.
I highly recommend cataract surgery. Anyway, I just prefer days now. For me, it's better.
I did like it. I liked to have my lunch options. I tried new restaurants. Like at lunchtime, I did enjoy that. I even went roller skating at the beach on my lunchtime sometimes. Like I did enjoy that. There were lots of things I did like. But it's hard when you're used to that night side pay, night side lifestyle. And then to come days, it's like you just have to work more to make the same amount.
Right.
It's
right.
And you're right. So in that way, it was hard for me I couldn't stay low because that means I'm not working enough. You know what I mean? So I couldn't stay low. But if you're staying high, that means that you're double backing because the high guys double back. Well, that's also not what I want to do.
Right.
So that put me kind of in the middle of the pack where now I'm getting the least desirable of the ID jobs, I would say.
Right.
So then I'm like, oh, is this really, I really had to take a look. Is this really what I wanted to do? And then I had to rely on some friends to help in the morning to take kids to school. And I had to rely on you in the evening. I think you enjoyed it. Though,
I love to do that.
Picking up your grandkids.
I love to pick them up.
So let's still do that. If the days, a couple of days a week or a day a week. I talked to Miguel talking about the mechanic and, it was when I went days, I think I saw him and I was like, yeah, well, I'm telling him my dad's able to help. He's like, man, you got a good dad. Not everybody's there to help. He's like, that's a grandpa right there.
I love to be there. I love to pick them up. We have fun together. I love that.
Yeah. So I don't want to take that away from you.
No,
so
I tell them that's the highlight of my day.
Oh,
highlight of my day.
That's so cool for them to hear that too.
Yeah,
Because I think it's real. I think that is.
No, it is real. Everybody on the job, when I say, I got to go pick up my grandkids, they know their names. So, but you got to be real careful at night. Just be real careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I switched to days, but now I'm back at nights. I thought it was going to work out for me to come to days. No, I was like, okay, this is not.
Once you, I know most of you guys don't know about the 70%. Once you become a longshoreman, you got to be available 70% of the time, right?
As an ID.
An ID.
For 5 years.
Okay.
70% of the time. And that means you do get your vacation. And so you do get those 2 weeks. But other than that, it's not like you don't have a sick day or like
right. Well, we don't have sick days.
Yeah.
We don't have sick days. The sick day you just take off.
Well, you can just take off, but when you're an ID, you got to go get a doctor. Well, what if I'm home and I'm sick? I don't want to get up and go to the doctor. So it is a little bit of a grind for 5 years. I will say for 5 years, it's a grind to do the 70%. It does get a little bit taxing. I will say that.
Okay. But now you were a casual. No, Yeah, you were casual for 17 years. So 5 years will go by so fast. How long you been in there now?
4. So
Oh my goodness.
1 year left. Yeah, 1 year left.
And then 70%'s out the door?
And then 70%'s out the door. Yeah.
So you can work whenever you want to work.
Yes.
Well,
but you still got to, do your minimum to get your good year and all that.
You have
But
to have,
still.
Yeah, you have to have so many hours to get your good year.
But it's like when that 1 year is, it's like, okay, 1 year, let's go, let's do it. You just got to
it'll go by. It'll go by fast. It'll go by fast. Yeah.
Yes.
But be careful out there. I got the kids. I got them.
Thanks, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
So that got me thinking, because to me, okay, so when I was a casual swing, we got a lot of swings because it was a full, maybe got a split break. So it was swing was the job we would always get. And that's changed over time.
Mm-hmm.
What was like, and now I think it's UTR for IDs maybe is like the job that is there, that those are the jobs that are available for you in that range. How about for you, when you started, what was like the grunt job, or the job that was like,
it was lashing.
It was lashing.
Mostly when I got in, mostly it was lashbacks at Matson.
Mm-hmm.
Those are hard lashbacks, or it was bananas. At that time, we worked bananas.
Which Yoli was talking. So if anybody's curious about the bananas, we talked about that on the Yoli episode.
Boy, when we lost the bananas, when they started coming in containers, we lost a lot of work. The bananas are 3 or 4 days a week, and they hired hundreds of people. So we lost a lot of things. But
because they containerized and put them all in.
They put them. All the bananas now are containerized. Before they come.
What about this? I had a job when I was a casual. I think I was a clerk, maybe. I went to a warehouse. It was in the night, and it was like a refrigerated warehouse, and they were bringing in boxes of fruit. I can't remember what fruit it was. Maybe I wasn't a clerk. I can't remember what I did, but there was forklifts bringing them off and then loading them to go. It was fruit in these boxes.
Yeah, they have
so they still do it.
Oh yeah, they still do that. They bring the fruit. And then they put them in the warehouse, and then they fumigate everything real quick. They fumigate them for a day or 2 days, and then they ship them off right away. Get them out.
But I guess that's coming from a different place. Like that's not the same as bananas. Where were the bananas coming from?
Ecuador.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Ecuador.
Oh, interesting. So that was so what'd you say? Lashing was the
lashing. Yeah, a lot of lashing. It was hard lashing. It's not this easy lashing now. That was hard lashing.
I want to get a lasher on this season.
Oh, it was so hard. There was one of the hardest lashing jobs that you could get was at Long Beach Container Terminal. What they would do, they'd pick up the container on the ground, and then they would put wires on the corners, on the top corners, and then they would load them aboard the ship. Okay, then if you got there late and you look down there, it was like spaghetti. All the wires are just hanging down, and then you'd have to match blue, red, yellow, match. It was hard, real hard.
You had to unhook it with the wire.
You put the lashing wires on the ground. The crane picks them up and loads them on the ship. Now, imagine looking down and seeing 3 tiers of wire, different color, blue, red, and yellow, just hanging down. And now you got to match the wire with the turnbuckle and everything. It was a mess. It was hard. It was hard. And the turnbuckles at Matson on those, they were huge and heavy. I mentioned on the program one time that the guy gave me a can of oil, an oil can, right? I go, what's that for? He goes, you'll know. Went over there. You had to grease your own turnbuckle. It was hard. Easy work now. Easy.
Yeah, it's easier for sure.
Easy.
You think you could still lash, Dad, right now?
Maybe 2 cans.
Yeah, I think you could do 2 cans.
2 cans.
Well, because everything's pretty much in the A and B position, not in the C, unless you're on the offshore side.
Right.
So okay.
Yeah.
I think getting up going up the gangway things.
All that's ours. But now they have automatic cones, so it's real easy. Automatic cones. Yeah.
So this season, for all our guests, I want to ask them these 3 questions. So everybody's going to get these 2 questions, and then I'm going to allow them to ask us anything.
Okay.
We don't have to answer everything, but I'm gonna allow them to ask us anything and about our job. What like, because I'm expecting to have not just longshore on this job, but people port related, commissioners, executives,
right,
shipping company. It would be cool to get a shipmate on. So just to ask, what question do you have for a longshoreman? What question do you have of a longshoreman?
Yeah.
So that's one of the things. But here, the other two questions. So I thought that we would answer them.
Okay.
Because we're asking them of our guests. So what has been your most memorable day on the job?
Easy one. Okay. The first day that I became a longshoreman, I got my letter to be a longshoreman Christmas Eve, 1981. And then in January of 82, when I went to the big old hall there and I got my first job, and guess what it was? Matson on that ship I'm just talking about. Mm-hmm. That was the most memorable, but it was hard, but it was fun. I was there with that. We were all new IDs and everything. And
IDs or casuals?
No, ID.
So you were never
I was never casual.
You were never a casual?
Never. It was a lot different then. Nobody wanted to be a longshoreman back in the 70s and 80s. Too hard. The pay wasn't really that good. Okay. And it was hard work. So they'd call it like the meat locker. There'd be a side little room. It's still there at the main building. It's called the meat locker. So different locals would go in there, the guys that were on strike, or I was a teacher. So they allowed the teachers to work during the summertime. So we'd go there, we'd have a guy go in there called the runner, and he'd go in there, and the longshoreman, all the extra work would come out, and he goes, here for the shippers, here's for the teachers, here's for so-and-so. And then we get our jobs and go. But I don't know if I could have done what you guys did, sit at that casual hall all them years. I was never a casual. Yeah. Never a casual.
And Drew brought that up. Everything's timing, because a lot of people have said, oh, I just did 1.5 years as a casual and 1.5 years as an ID. Here I am, 17 years as casual, although some of it was my doing. Right. But 5 years as an ID. Then I got to be 5 years as a BUTR. I think that's what's the next thing.
I think so. Know.
So, or B, yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So,
but that was the most memorable moment, getting into being a longshoreman and not going to the meat locker and them handing you a job, but going to the window, going to that window, and they hand you that job. Once they hand you that job, you look at it, oh my goodness. You said, I made it. I made it. So.
Oh, that's cool, yeah. Dad.
And then seeing my uncles sitting out there, they see there and they applauded when they got my job.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah. I can see why that's memorable.
Yeah, it was memorable.
How cool.
Yeah.
So my most memorable was one of my last days as a casual. So I got a job at Metro in the night. Metro's over the
Coke dock?
The Coke dock.
Yeah. Oh God.
So it was in the night, and there was coal. Is it coal? Everywhere. I just shoveled coal the whole night. Oh. We had a hose. Hosing, it's like 3 people holding this hose, getting the sludge out. I think it was raining. Let me show you this picture. That's me.
Oh my goodness.
That's Tim.
Yeah.
That's Steve. And that's Mark. And buddy, we're going to have to post this.
Yeah.
We're wearing those white scrubs that you got to wear.
Yeah.
Look at Tim, the tall one.
Oh yeah.
Okay, notice who has the most sludge on him. Tim. He was fully in it. Thank you this is what I love about the casual hall, because you really develop a relationship. They're like, Marina, just go get the tools that we need. And they allowed me to stand in the back and kind of.
They helped you.
They helped me. But
you're going to get in a situation where you're going to see those guys again and maybe a swing job or whatever. And you can remember that they gave you a break. You let them go. Yes. You remember, think about that. Don't have amnesia. Like a lot of people down here have amnesia. Do not have amnesia. When you see something like that, remember they helped you. You help them.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah, that night was so crazy. And it was really cool because you go underground and you're just shoveling and it's loud down there.
Yeah.
And there's a
conveyor belt.
conveyor belt.
Yeah.
It was intense. I'm like, that was one of my last days as a casual.
Yeah.
If that was my first day as a casual, no, I would never go back.
Never go back.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
But that was my last, maybe my last.
It's bad.
It's a bad job. That's always one of the last ones that get picked up.
I did that a few times. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Some guys love it.
Some guys love it. Yeah. And that's the thing.
The steady guys there at the Metro, they get paid dust pay. They get paid a lot of money.
Well, they deserve every penny.
They can have every penny.
They can have every penny.
It's bad.
Yes.
It's bad, buddy. I hope your job's not there, but it might be.
It might be. Well, I guess that's it for the show. And then so our plan is to record every week. So every week we'll have an episode out.
Yes.
That's the goal. Well, we're going to do it. I'm putting it out there. We're manifesting it.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do it. I already have some guys lined up. I'm not going to mention any names. It'll be surprises. And we are going to have somebody once a week.
Yes. And if somebody can't make it, then you and I will be here with Buddy and we'll give some updates. And there's always something going on. Always.
The Waterfront's always moving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at today's newspaper. Read the headlines, everybody.
Right? Yeah. We're planning for today, and we've got our agenda. And then, here it's Friday, January 23rd.
Uh-huh.
Port unveils growth path coming for 26 in speech. I really don't like titles right now. Executive director outlines road ahead after roller coaster year. Wait, is that Gene Soroka?
Yeah, Gene Soroka.
So that was from Gene's speech. So I said that we weren't going to talk about anybody, but Gene has confirmed that he will be on the show. We just are landing a date. So we've got some heavy hitters coming on, and we've got a lot of different people coming on, which I'm excited about. Yeah. So anyhow, just as we're saying, things happen on the daily. Just as we're planning this, something new is happening. There's always something to talk about. Right. You have insight. I have insight at being down at the port. So even people who are not longshoremen who are listening, get a little hint into what it's like to be a longshoreman.
Right.
In the biggest port in the United States, Long Beach, Alabama.
Thanks again for listening. This has been On the Waterfront with Coach, hosted by Edward Barreras and Marina Barreras Hernandez. Production and engineering by me, Buddy Barreras, and recorded in collaboration with the Avalon Arts and Cultural Alliance. Proudly made in the heart of the harbor, Wilmington, California.